If you've been dating for a while and you're feeling kind of discouraged, kind of burnt out, as if you're judged by the way you look, by the way you present on the outside, it can get really overwhelming. It can make you start being very judgmental and critical about yourself. And although most of us are inundated with the sexiest man alive or the swimsuit edition of the most beautiful woman, to a psychotherapist, none of those things really matter. In fact, if you're in a committed relationship, you look for partners that are going to commit. That doesn't mean they don't look sexy. That doesn't mean they're not attractive for you. What it does mean, though, is you're looking for those qualities underneath, the qualities that can more likely assure you a stable long-term relationship. There's a lot of different mentions of what makes a committed person or what makes a really good partner, but I have a few of my own, and I absolutely think these things make a person hot. They make them hot because a person with these characteristics stands out to me. It's easy to put on makeup, to buy good clothes, to look really good, to try and be suave and flirt and look really good on the outside. But the outside won't help you after years of being married. The outside won't get up at night and take care of a sick child. What's on the outside won't matter when you're a parent or you lose someone close to you or a parent gets sick. What matters is what's on the inside. So if you're dating or if you've been married a couple years and you're feeling a little bit like, is this all that there is? Or you're hitting that point where you don't feel attractive towards your partner, I want you to look at these things because these things really matter. The first thing is what makes a person hot on the inside is empathy and compassion. I say all the time, the most important thing your partner can show you on the first or second date is how they treat other people. When they're kind to service people or they do something for someone else that is in no way going to help them in life or in their career or anything else, that's a characteristic that stands out to me. That is a good person. That is a person that will go the miles in a relationship. And not only that, when you've been together a long time, the looks change, you evolve in your physique, but empathy and compassion stand strong. What you see when you're dating, you will see when you're with that person after 5-10 years. Secondly, intellectual curiosity. I want a person with an open mind, someone who wants to understand, someone who's curious about what I feel, what I think, and doesn't need to defend themselves. Insecure people can hide out in a lot of ways, but they can't hide out in intellectual curiosity. Why? Because it's impossible to be intellectually curious when you're insecure. In fact, you may ask questions one after another, but it's not sinking in and you can't expand on it. And you can pick up these people right away when they're insecure just by watching how interested they are in others. Having boundaries. You know what's hot to me? Somebody who is actually saying to other people, this is a value I have and I am drawing a line to you. What else makes a person hot? When they can say no to an unhealthy relationship. Let's say you ask, you're willing to move in together. I think it's hot when somebody says, I am not ready for that. I'm really looking for a lifetime partner. I would rather get married and have a lifetime with someone and take my risks and work at the relationship. I think that's hot, and that's on the inside, and you're not going to see that by how they look on the outside. What else is hot to me? When a person is able to say no to themselves. They're tempted. They want another drink, or they want to gamble, or they want to go and play and not grow up. But you know what? They don't. They continue their job. Even if it's not what they want, they realize they're going to take a job that's lower for a while until they save up enough money. I think it's hot when a person can stand on their own, when they're taking responsibility for their place, for their part of all relationships. You know what else I think is hot? Living with a purpose. When someone has a purpose, they set goals. They're disciplined. If they know they want to lose weight, they set their clock earlier so they can get up. They're not living at home waiting for their mom or dad and then blaming their mom or dad because they didn't wake them up. They're getting up in the morning. They're doing for others. They have a vision and a dream of what they want, and you can actually watch them working toward it. They're not going to let other things get in the way of that. I think that's really hot. And you won't see that on the way they look on the outside. And lastly, a sense of humor. I think having a sense of humor is really hot. Not in the way that they tease other people. That is not a sense of humor. That's a sense of toxic abuse many times. What I think is humorous is when someone can poke fun at themselves, when they're vulnerable enough to accept their own flaws. And not only that, when they're vulnerable and loving enough that they can accept my faults and understand I'm not perfect, but love me anyway. If you're looking for a lifetime committed partner, look for these 5, and you're going to have a lot better chance of having a successful relationship than if you go with how they look, their physique, and try and tell yourself that what's the most important thing is compatibility. It's not. The most important thing is, can this person commit to something and be willing to grow and change themselves to make it work because they love being part of a co-creation with you. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you already are a subscriber, thank you so much.